This is my maximum arm speed. Now, I'll let my body lead the swing. Which one is faster? Today, let's talk about fundamentals, how to control the arc, power, placement, and spin in a forehand rally. First, let me ask you all, when you practice with a partner, can you sustain a rally? Can you get into a consistent rally like Shui and I are doing? We're doing this kind of rally to practice the stability of our forehand stroke mechanics. To improve this stability, we need to focus on the following 3 points. The first is the rhythm between two players. Why do many people feel uncomfortable playing against a certain person? It's because your rhythms don't match. For example, he's fast and you're a beat slow, so you can't time the ball correctly. The result is that you both feel awkward. Some players also rush, hitting faster and faster, which destroys the rhythm for both, and the rally ends after a few shots. To ensure you can rally and maintain a stable stroke, the first step is to always find the high point of the bounce. Both players' contact timing must be synchronized. Since this isn't an attack versus defense drill, he and I are both hitting the ball at the peak of its bounce. The second point is to control your power during the rally. You need to make sure that the power you put into every single shot remains consistent. Controlling your power is a skill. For instance, you can decide to use 30% of your power for every. For my loop, I'll use 60% of my power. For example, if I loop one, it's with 60% power. If I use the same amount of power for every shot, the two of us can keep the rally going. If you hit hard one moment and soft the next, the rally will break down. This also hinders your ability to develop your feel for the ball. Ultimately, table tennis is a game of feel. To build and improve your feel, you must be able to control your power consistently over 10, 20, or even 30 consecutive shots. That's how you cultivate feel. The ability to handle sudden changes in placement during a match comes from being able to control and adjust my power during practice. Your performance in a match can't be better than your performance in training. The third point is developing placement. The reason for inaccurate shots is often a mistake that amateur players make most frequently. It's that you are always trying to wiggle and adjust your stroke at the very instant of contact. For example, you realize your hand is too low, so you try to fix it at the last second. Many players are constantly adjusting their racket up or down at the moment they hit the ball. These adjustments, like flipping the racket, lifting the elbow, pushing the elbow, or raising the upper arm, are all last-second corrections. So, how can you control your placement with precision? Watch closely. When I'm looping and Shui is blocking, does my racket face wobble at all? It doesn't, right? Many players feel they can't rally with others, or the shot they hit isn't what they intended. This is because your stroke mechanics are deforming too much. Many people lack consistency because they pause for too long at the end of their stroke. They loop, watch the ball, then recover, loop and watch again. This pushes them further from the table until they can't reach the ball. In the context of the loop, there's no absolute right or wrong. A player just commented that his loop has a circling motion. Look, all the world champions use a circular recovery. Chen Meng, Fan Zhendong, Ma Long, Wang Chuqin, Sun Yingsha, they all do it. In contrast, my loop recovery is straight back to the ready position. But if you watch them, their loop recovery is always a circular motion. So, is a circular recovery right or wrong? Is an in-place recovery correct, or is the circular one correct? Personally, I think you should do whatever feels comfortable for you. If you're always obsessing over your technique in table tennis, you'll never become a top player. Stroke mechanics are just the most basic, surface-level aspect. Every world champion has a different stroke, none of them are even that similar. So, for your stroke framework, just pick a player you like and learn from them. What you should really be learning are the things we talk about, like ball feel and understanding the properties of the ball. That's what you truly need to feel and master for yourself. Because my first coach taught me to use an in-place recovery since I was young, it has deeply influenced me. So-called in-place recovery means you bring your arm back down along the same path you swung it up. Later, after some research, I found that a circular recovery is actually better for looping because it allows you to relax. With in-place recovery, the arm is always held up and tense. You might get stiff after a few shots. However, both recovery methods require relaxation and relief in the hand. The entire backswing is relaxed, and you only tighten up at the instant you swing upwards. This is the most crucial point of the loop: relaxation and acceleration. Why do amateur players always hit the ball into the net during matches? The kids I coach have the same problem. They can loop backspin perfectly in practice, but they can't lift the ball in a match. The most crucial element in table tennis is the grip, or bite, on the ball, which is achieved through acceleration. In a match, I need that gripping feeling to lift the ball. If you swing with a constant speed, you'll make errors due to a combination of factors. The heavier the backspin, the more the ball will dip after bouncing. In reality, a ball chopped blocks with long pimples doesn't have that much spin. You can even see the logo on the ball after it bounces, yet it still dips just as sharply. So when we practice our loop, we should practice completing the swing, the brush, the follow-through, the forward motion, with our maximum ability and at the highest possible speed. If you loop backspin slowly even in practice, you're only going to hit the net more easily during a match. The backswing isn't the important part. Before the moment of contact, I'm not using any force. I'm just completing the motion quickly. So how can I make myself faster? Let me loop a backspin ball with my maximum speed. This is the maximum speed of my arm. Now, I'll use my body to generate power. Using the body, isn't it driven much faster? Your arm and body are connected. If you only use your arm while your body stays still, it's like a small cart pulling a big cart. It's very inefficient. Your arm wants to move forward and generate force, but your body is holding you back. It's an integrated power generation. So how do we get faster? My body is fast. The leg drive doesn't need to be huge. What's faster, the arm or the body? The body, of course. It's more compact, the range of motion is smaller, and its explosive power is greater. It works as a single unit. It just needs to dip down and drive up to complete the action. The body leads the arm, first body, then arm. This is the fastest swing path for the ball. This is like a big vehicle pulling a small one. But having the arm lead the body is like a small vehicle pulling a big one. It won't work. So the first key point to getting faster is to use your body to lead your arm, allowing the arm to whip through. It's like slapping someone. Which is more powerful and faster? Using only your hand, or using your whole body? Obviously, the second one. So you must find that feeling of the body leading the arm to get faster. If you don't have your body leading and just try to accelerate with your arm, your shots will become unstable and float after a few hits. To consistently land the ball on the table, you have to rely on your body. The second point is relaxation. Your problem isn't the moment of contact, it's your backswing. You are putting effort into the backswing, which causes your power at impact to be weaker or at a constant speed, neither of which is good. A common mistake for amateurs is rushing the shot. This is because they tense up during the backswing. The backswing itself should be a relaxed and slow process. If you force your backswing, you will definitely lose your positioning. What does adjusting your backswing to the ball mean? It means after you serve, you have to read the speed of your opponent's push. If they push slowly, my backswing is slow. This way, our rhythms are synchronized. If the incoming ball is fast, I'll speed up my backswing to match the ball's speed. But faster doesn't mean tense. This is called adjusting your backswing to the ball. By matching the rhythm of the incoming ball to adjust your backswing position, you don't have to consciously control your timing. The second aspect is the degree of relaxation. Many players have a tense backswing because they're afraid of missing the loop. You should feel this, keep your hand in front of your body, and let your body rotation create a relaxed backswing. The key to relaxation lies in 3 points: your shoulder, elbow, and grip. If your shoulder is high, it will always be tense. Only when your shoulder is low can it be relaxed. Second is the elbow. If your elbow is raised, it's tense. The tip of your elbow should point down, not back or up. Many people point their elbow backward during the backswing. Point it down, and it will be relaxed. The third is your grip. If the racket head points up, your grip is tight. If the racket head points down, it's relaxed. So, when the ball comes, your backswing must be relaxed so you can tighten up instantly at contact. If the opponent pushes the ball very low, your backswing must be lower than the ball to be able to lift it. If they push a half-high ball, my backswing should be parallel to it to control the shot. So, the height of your backswing must be adjusted according to the height of the incoming ball. Next, adjust your backswing based on the opponent's spin. For heavier backspin, we can open the racket face slightly, to about the 2 o'clock or 2:30 position. If the ball is extremely spinny, for an amateur, I'd just open the racket face a bit more. If it's not very spinny, I'll adjust my racket to the 1:30 position, slightly more closed. We're talking about making this adjustment during the backswing, not making a last-second change at contact. It doesn't mean you start your backswing with an open face and then quickly close it when you see the ball has no spin. Instead, as soon as you see a no-spin ball, you immediately adjust your backswing to the 1:30, closed face position. As soon as you see a spinny ball, you immediately adjust your backswing to the 2:30, more open position. All adjustments are made during the backswing, not by keeping your backswing fixed and then trying to adjust at the moment of contact. That will cause you to miss immediately.